This is the fourth session in our series of Cerridwen's Cauldron of Transformation. It's also called the Cauldron of Regeneration, and regeneration takes time. This story of Cerridwen that we've been playing with in these last few sessions together is a story of slow transformation, of surprises, of a regeneration that happens from this place of things not working out the way that we intended them to. And this is such a potent point to bring up in this season. If you're watching this around the time I'm releasing it toward the end of December. If you're watching it at a different time, hi, welcome from wherever and whenever it is that you are. This teaching is applicable whenever and wherever we are. Times of regeneration, times of recreativity, times of reincorporating aspects of ourselves are really important. And at the end of the year, it's so meaningful to remember that how we plan to structure ourselves and our lives in the new year, because we always have big dreams at the end of the year and the beginning of the year, these big ideas, these big resolutions, and we're often really disappointed because we didn't keep up with it, because it didn't work out the way we wanted it to, because a few weeks into the year we discovered we're not working with it how we thought we would, so we drop it. So instead of dropping it, we remember, okay, we're ending the year with regeneration, to remember that it's a slow process, that it's slow cooking, that it's not happening in a flash, even though we're working with we're working with inspiration, and muse sometimes does come as a flash of light, as a lightning bolt. The process of regenerating something happens in the dark. In the next video, we're going to go into incubation. We're going to go into January as a time to incubate. Things take time, sometimes decades, and it's really difficult because we live in a culture that is very fast moving, and the expectation is for things to just happen very, very fast. But nature's regeneration is slow, and it takes decay, and it takes composting, and it takes going through it again and asking yet again, what needs to die? What needs to be released? What hasn't yet been set on the soil so that it can be slowly broken down by different aspects of what's happening all around us. Go ahead and lie down, lie on your back, place your feet on the ground, as wide as your hips, and breathe slowly with your hands on your belly. Allow your breath to move in and out. Your eyes can close if that feels good for you, or they can be softly open. Feel the soil, feel the earth, feel the solidity of the planet underneath you, and its solidity as an ever-moving, spinning entity. Hands on the belly so that your body feels your presence with it, your touch, your awareness. And so that your belly can expand more powerfully into your hands. This is not a time for self-improvement. It's a time for regeneration. And that requires creativity and dissolution together. Bring your knees into your chest with a deep breath. Hug your knees and move a little side to side on your spine. Can you be with yourself? Actually be with yourself. That's so revolutionary, isn't it? Take your knees to the right, open the left arm to the left, and plant the left shoulder into the earth. Slow breath. If you haven't already, you can softly tone the back of your throat. regenerative process introduces compost. It introduces things that have died. It doesn't get rid of things in order to create something new. It integrates every piece, every part. Every part of you is important. Inhale your knees back to center. And every part of you needs a place. Sometimes that place is in the graveyard. Take your knees to the left and open the right arm to the right. Sometimes that place is in a compost pile. But it still needs a place. And it's still going to be a part of you. If you need to, wow, I felt it. Like when I said that, there was something specific a little bit that came up. So my hand wanted to go to my lower belly, almost like protection. And you can do that if your body feels, if somewhere in your body it feels sensitive and vulnerable right now, you can bring a soft touch to it. In fact, perhaps where we feel that vulnerability is where regeneration happens. Inhale your knees back to center. And slowly let your feet lower down to the ground. Let your knees knock into each other, hands on your belly. And as we did in a previous session in this series, you can have your hands in a simple version of Yoni Mudra. So your thumbs, the tips of your thumbs touch, the tips of your index fingers touch. And then you rest the mudra of the womb on your lower belly, on your womb. Doesn't matter what your gender is. It's a metaphorical, somatic space in you. Slow breath, deep through the tone in the back of the throat. To be regenerative with ourselves is to be slow and sometimes deliberate and sometimes not. Sometimes just being without so much purpose. It requires rest. Slowly separate your knees, feet a tiny bit closer towards one another. Bring your right foot outside of your left knee and bring your left knee into your chest. And thread your right hand between your legs and hold the back of your right thigh or the top of your the back of your left thigh or the top of your left knee. The top of the left knee is going to be a little deeper in the hips. So if you feel ready and up for it, go for it. But it's great if you have your hands behind your thigh. It's fantastic. Either way. You can use your right elbow and your right thigh pushing into each other. So the elbow pushes into the knee and the knee or the thigh squeeze inwardly. And this friction, this little bit of resistance is necessary for regrowth, for transformation, for regeneration. There's a deep surrender that happens, but there's also deep engagement. It's both and. So right foot flexed, deep engagement, but your spine softens into the earth. Right leg, right elbow push into each other, but the back of your head rests on the ground and your brain can move a little bit more, your nervous system into more parasympathetic, into rest and digest mode. And maybe it is, and maybe it's not so easy. It doesn't happen so fast. That's okay. Being with the truth of where we are, that's regenerative. With an exhalation, bring both of your feet down to the earth. And if there's a deep breath that wants to flow through you with an exhalation through your mouth, please do that. Feel what needs to happen. Feel what's going on. Work with everything that's going on around you. That's regenerative. Everything has its place. Bring your left foot outside of your right knee. Bring your right knee into your chest. Because again, end of year, you can interlace your fingers behind your right thigh or top of the right knee. End of year, end of a certain kind of cycle that you're in, end of a relationship, end of a phase, end of a time in a certain house, whatever it is. An ending can take us into this process where there's a lot of dropping in, a deep release. With it comes relief, but there's a deep engagement simultaneously, because the things that break down and scatter and entropically spread apart coalesce and reintegrate in new ways. So use the power, use the engagement, use the grappling, use the resistance, use the elbow and the leg pushing into each other to reinvigorate a new pathway, to reintegrate that which has been maybe sent to exile. Maybe it's your shadow, maybe it's pieces that I don't want to look at those parts of myself. I'm letting them go, but then they're there, because where are they going to go? So grappling is part of regeneration. To create ourselves anew requires a simultaneity of entropy and recohesion. And then release your feet to the ground. Let your knees knock in. Place your hands on your belly. Maybe in Yoni Mudra, that triangular shape. I don't want to do Yoni Mudra right now because my elbows want to go wider. So listen to what your body wants to do. Slow breath. We're going to break down the pattern of the breath right here on the floor, on the ground. You can stretch your legs out for a Shavasana kind of a shape, or you can bring the soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana. This requires an openness in the hips that if you don't have, if your knees are kind of up high, this feels like a tightening. I urge you to release and relax. But if this feels relaxing, fantastic. It feels really sweet, like a sweet spot. Awesome. Hands on your belly if it feels good. Arms to the side if that feels better. And we're going to break the breath into 3 segments. We're going to, on the inhalation, we're going to break the breath into 3 parts. We're going to inhale into the belly a third of the way. Hold it. Another third of the breath is going to flow in to the middle between navel and bottom of sternum. And the last part of the breath is going to flow from sternum to clavicles all the way in, and then exhale all the way out. I'll talk you through it. We'll do a few rounds of that. Deep, slow breath in, all the way in through the nose. And through your mouth, exhale. All the way out. And then inhale into the lower part of the belly from pubic to navel. And hold. And another third of the breath from navel to sternum. Breathe in. And hold. And then breathe all the way in, all the way up, from bottom of sternum to collarbones. And through the nose, through the tone in the back of the throat, exhale all the way out. As much as you can, let your body soften. Breathe in a third of the way, bottom of the belly. And pause. Another third of the way, middle of the belly. hold. And then all the way in, all the way up to the top of the chest. And then exhale slowly through your nose, all the way out. A third of the breath flows in, bottom of the belly, to your navel and pause. And another third of the breath from the belly to the bottom of the breastbone. And hold. And then all the way in, all the way to the top. And hold. And exhale slowly all the way out. Relax the back of your head into the earth. And now breathe slowly in and out. All the way in and all the way out. Still through Ujjayi breath. Letting things break down, release. You can stretch your legs out if they were in Baddha Konasana. Stretch the arms out if they were holding your belly. And let what needs to be reincorporated into the soil of you, so that the soul of you can reinvent itself, recreate its pathway. Let things break down, compost, release. And let that release nourish and nurture the golden sparks of inspiration that may still need to be in the dark, still need to be held in the womb of the goddess. Stay here in Shavasana for as long as you need to, releasing the year if it's the end of the year when you're watching this, releasing whatever needs to be eaten and rewoven into the universe, into the cosmos, into the cosmic cauldron of Cerridwen. And I'll see you in January. I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you for some time of incubation. Rest, my dear. And if you like this video, put a like on it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. And subscribe to my Substack, which I will leave a link for you in the description of the video, so that you can receive Muse Medicine every Monday and continue these deep archetypal processes, deep inspiration, deep medicine of myth and magic. Thank you so much. Namaste.